Dogs show deep trust in ways we're not trained to recognize. Researchers have found that many so-called neutral or even bad behaviors can actually be signs of emotional security. And once you know what to look for, you'll realize your dog's been saying something important all along. They sleep belly up or with their back to you. Let's start with one of the cutest trust-fueled power moves in the canine kingdom, the belly up snooze or the back turn curl up. Sure, it's cute when your dog does this, but it's not just cute if your dog sleeps with their belly exposed like a furry cinnamon roll or turns their back to you. Congratulations are in order, because you officially entered the inner sanctum of dog trust. But why is this a big deal? I, hypothetically, hear you ask. Because the fluffy tummy is doggy vulnerability HQ. The belly is home to all the essential stuff, from organs to feelings, but crucially organs. In the wild, a dog exposing their stomach to someone is like a knight taking off their armor to nap next to you. Obviously, your dog wants to protect themselves from harm, so they will guard one of their most vulnerable body parts when resting. So if your dog just casually shows off their gut while snoozing around you, it doesn't just mean they trust you not to attack their precious vital organs. It means you created a home where they feel there is literally nothing or nobody else that will. Behaviorists agree that dogs only sleep in this position when they feel supremely safe. It means they're so unbothered by threats that they can relax like a potato that's given up on life. It's the canine equivalent of falling asleep on the train with your mouth wide open. And if your dog's back is to you, that's not a snub. That's the doggo version of, I trust you to guard me. It's such a big deal. I've made a whole video exploring it in more depth, which you should check out after this one. But in short, it's like spooning, but furrier and with a lot more toe beans. An act that only gets wheeled out for the humans they feel the safest and most secure around. Though it's not just how they relax that shows they trust you, but also how they behave when they are at their most active. If your dog freaks out when they hear the W word, then cover their ears, because I'm about to talk about water rafting. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm going to talk about the walkies. They give you the check-in glance on walks. You know that moment on a walk when your dog looks back at you, even when there's a perfect squirrel to chase or a suspicious leaf to sniff? That's the check-in glance, and it's trust in motion. The behavior shows that your dog sees you as a secure base to lead, reassure, and carry poop bags with honor. According to a study in animal cognition, dogs use eye contact with humans to navigate uncertainty. Sort of like how we might sneak a glance at a friend during a weird party to make sure we're not the only ones confused by the new guy. That check-in glance means your dog trusts you to lead, reassure, and carry poop bags with honor. They audibly sigh or groan near you. It's easy to make fun of our dogs when they make a great big huff sound. I mean, what are they grumbling about? Their lives are easy. They don't pay rent or have to fork out for food. Yet they're always sighing and groaning like they've got the toughest lives on the planet. But if your dog lets out a dramatic sigh as they settle next to you, like a tired librarian after a day of shushing, that's actually a sign of relaxed contentment. Not boredom. Not existential dread. Just pure, unfiltered doggy peace. It just sounds like a big grumble to human ears. Veterinarians and behaviorists say that dogs sigh and groan when they're relaxed and comfortable. A big huff followed by a flop onto your lap is your dog saying, "All is well in my world, and you, my snack-bearing mammal, are a part of that." It's the equivalent of a toddler falling asleep mid-chew with a chicken nugget in their hand, aka total and utter trust. They let you touch their paws or ears. Let's be honest, most dogs protect their paws like they're holding on to state secrets. And ears? Those are off limits unless you're offering treats, apologies, or both. And good for them. It's crucial for all living things to be masters of their own body autonomy. So if your pup lets you fiddle with their feet or massage those big floppy ears, That is a huge deal. Paws are packed with nerve endings. They're also vulnerable, like tiny toe-beamed fortresses. A dog letting you touch them without pulling away is like you letting someone scroll through your phone unsupervised. Bold, risky, trust-filled. And years? Years are for hearing the fridge open at 200 feet. They are essential real estate, a vital tool for survival. Hence why they're so protective of them. So if your dog melts when you give them a ear rub, you're not just a human, you're their human. Someone they know they can trust to not damage the very things they need to listen out for feeding time. They yawn when you yawn. Yawns are contagious, but when it comes to your precious pooch, the reason why they yawn when you yawn is very different to what you might expect. You might think your dog is just sleepy when they yawn right after you, but this copycat behavior actually tends to mean they're emotionally synced with you. Studies in biology letters found that dogs are more likely to yawn after their owner does. And the reason for this phenomenon? Not boredom, empathy. So if you let out a big ol' yawn and your dog mirrors you, they're not just mimicking, they're vibing. You've reached synchronized snooze level friendship. They want to be like you, to match your vibe, so they're yawning along. It's the same weird magic that makes best friends say the same thing at the same time, or causes you to crave tacos because someone walked by holding one. And you can't reach that level of connection with your dog, with anyone, for that matter, without peak trust. They bring you gifts, even weird ones. Look, I don't want to offend you, but your dog is weird. But that's because all dogs are weird. But that's not a bad thing. In fact, I'd go so far as to say that's what makes our precious pooches so precious in the first place, because all the best people in the world are the odd ones. Though that does mean they can do some things that might seem questionable if viewed through a human's eyes. If yours drops a slobbery toy, a mangled sock, or something horrifying and unidentifiable at your feet, they're not trying to gross you out. Okay, maybe a little. They're offering you a treasure from their hoard. Gifting is a behavior rooted in trust and bonding. In wild dog packs, sharing resources helps strengthen social ties. So, if your pup thinks you're worthy of their prized half-chewed plush donut, you're officially family, and that's a family they choose rather than one they were born into. So yes, it means they have to trust you before you're getting an invite. Yes, even if the gift is a decomposing tennis ball, it's love. Strange, smelly love, but love all the same. They follow you from room to room, but not in a clingy way. If your dog follows you around the house like a slow, fuzzy shadow, it could mean they trust you and want to be near their safe zone. The thing is, their safe zone isn't a designated room or area. It's you. But here's the kicker. If they don't demand constant attention when they do, it's peak trust. Dogs with separation anxiety might follow you out of fear. But a dog who casually moves from room to room with you, then flops down to nap nearby, that's a dog who just wants to be close without being needy. You're their home base, their favorite smell, their portable comfort zone, like a security blanket, but with opposable thumbs. They expose their teeth in a submissive smile. This one's rare but fascinating. Some dogs exhibit a goofy, awkward, toothy grin known as a submissive smile. It looks like a happier cousin of a snarl. It's rare because it walks a fine line, without the soft body language and tail wag. It could be mistaken for aggression. But if their eyes are gentle and body wiggly, it's just an awkward grin meant for you, a sign they feel safe enough to be weird. If your dog shows you this, combined with a wagging tail, soft eyes, and a wiggling body, they're not threatening you. They're attempting to greet you. Granted, they're doing it with a degree of social awkwardness, but still that's what they're going for. And they wouldn't do that for anyone, hence why it's so rare to see. It's a trust thing. They're saying, I'm happy, I'm safe, and I know you won't mistake me showing off my great big sharp teeth like this for aggression. They melt into you when you pet them. Ever pet your dog and feel them lean into your hand? That's the melt. A full body sigh and collapse that says, yes, this, more forever. Dogs who melt into touch are letting their guard down completely. There's no tension, no hesitation. It's physical affection laced with complete trust, like a spaghetti noodle draped across a couch. And if they do the head nudge, where they press their forehead against you gently, that's dog language for, I love you, you marvelous snack giver. Remember, dogs come from a long line of hunters. For them to let their guard down so completely, to melt into your touch like warm butter, that's not just affection. That's trust at its most raw and unguarded. It means that they can be weak and soft around you, as there is no danger. Your dog may trust you, but this next sign proves they're actually thanking you, and most owners miss it completely.